go wrong? Oh no, I don't think it's. I heard you, P. I don't think it's her. It ain't. I know it's not her. Anyway, so we're gonna have today. We're gonna be talking about child support and what do you call that? Child custody. We're gonna have two segments today. So of course, I'll let everybody know that last week that we was going to be talking about this week. But in height of everything that was going on, you know, the most trending thing that's going on or everybody's talking about is the 16-year-old girl who was murdered by the cop. So of course, I've been talking about that on my pages. So I decided that, you know, I should bring that to the show. So we're going to have like two segments. The first half we're going to be talking about is what we were scheduled to talk about. And the second half, we're going to be talking about the Ma'Khia Bryant situation. So today we already have two of my guests on. Because this is a very sensitive topic, we're going to be doing things a little different. I want everybody to feel free to comment, but those people that don't feel free to maybe want to comment publicly in the comment section, y'all can inbox me and I can address what y'all said or say whatever y'all wanted to say, anonymously. So I have two guests on. One name is Malik, and the other one we're gonna call P. Malik, those guys who are tuning in through Facebook, you can see Malik. And those of you guys that are not on Instagram, I mean, if y'all on Instagram, y'all gonna be able to hear us. He's coming in as himself. My other guest he's coming in, but he's gonna be commenting and he's gonna give his spill. But just to protect his privacy, he doesn't want to indulge. I mean, he don't want to give his name or who he is. So that's how we're gonna handle this show today. So with that being said, anybody out there like can do the same thing. If you guys want to make a comment and y'all don't necessarily want to make it from y'all page, or if y'all want, don't want to put it publicly, y'all can inbox me and I will address the question on the show and I won't say your name. I will just say somebody. Hey, Vinny. Hey, other writer one. So, Malik, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Why not? Hey, everybody. I'm Malik.
Hold on one moment. And anybody that wants to, do you got a second device, Malik, that you can join me in on one of the pages on Instagram?
I have my phone right here. Yeah.
Okay, so you could join me and join and on Facebook. I mean on Instagram too. So that'll work as well.
Okay. Let me see.
Hey, New Moon. Excuse me, y'all, if I chop up y'all names. First of all, because I'm supposed to wear glasses and I don't, because I think I'm cute now. And I can't see that far, so forgive me. And so Malik, you got on your glasses, so you're gonna help me with the comment section as well.
Not a worry.
Okay.
Wait, do I have you on Instagram? Yeah, right.
Yeah, Mo.
Yeah,
You got me
there
on
you go.
Brooklyn Sakima.
I got you.
Lower the volume on your Instagram.
Oh, everybody lower your volume. Oh no, mine's is good. Do anybody is the audio good, guys? Do y'all hear any feedback on Instagram?
No, we good.
We good?
Mm-hmm.
P, you have to unmute your mic. Okay.
Yeah, what's up? I'm good.
Okay.
And I would traditionally I would have been on. Thank you for even having me. I would have been on, on the camera and all that, but my hair look crazy, by the way.
Oh,
so I'm a chill on that. But because my joint up there anyway, so it's all good. But thanks for having me. I'm glad I could be a part of this thing.
Okay.
Same here. Definitely thank you for having me up here.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Being on here.
Yeah, I was supposed to have been up here, but life struggles. But I appreciate you having me now.
So again, we're gonna one more other detail. So we have Pete on here. He's gonna be only here for the first segment because he's only gonna be here to give his experience with family court and his situation and how he felt about things on that topic. But he's not gonna be here for the second segment when we're talking about the Ma'Khia Bryant situation. But Malik, he's here for the long one, right?
Oh, I'm here for the shits. Definitely. Definitely. I'm here.
Also, hold on, guys. I had to buy a new phone for you guys to call in. Let me give y'all the number as well. Can somebody help me out? One of my friends on Instagram and pin the number for me, because I can't touch my phone. I can't like. So I'm about to give the number for those people that want to call in. Malik, if you wanted to do it, you can, or anybody in there. The number to call in is 929-257-1552. And that's another way. If you guys want to comment and chime in and y'all don't want to see, let nobody know who it is, y'all can always just call in and just give any name. So that's another way that you can protect your identity. So like I was saying, I had to buy a new phone because of course the phone that I normally use for the to get calls in conked out today.
What was the number again? I'm sorry.
The number is 929-257-1552. Okay, let me turn down mine. So like I was saying, I have to buy a new phone because of course the phone that everybody, y'all can share it to all those that's on Facebook. I feel like this is a good topic that we can talk about. And if y'all don't mind, y'all can share it on y'all page. So all y'all friends on y'all page can see it and chime in, because I feel like this is a very good topic to be talking about. It's something that's always discussed privately in our community as far as child support. And this Ma'Khia Bryant situation is very, you know, it hit a lot of us on many different ways, on many different levels, and we all have different opinions. But I feel like we can get past this, and it's no way that we could get, you know, resolve anything without communication. So here on the Uncensored Show, we like to have, we trying to get comfortable with having uncomfortable conversations. I just ask that everybody be respectful when we are commenting and calling in and talking. Everybody's opinion should be and will be respected, whether it's in agreement with ours or in agreement with yours. Let's keep it respectful. So we're gonna start off with, I guess, child support. So I felt like this is a good topic to talk about, because although I don't have no kids, I have mostly all of my friends have kids. So I have family members that have kids. And this seems to be an issue within our community. Even on social media, you see people always like talking about bitter baby moms and child support, and she won't let me see my kid because I'm not with her no more, and she took me to child support only because I got in a new relationship. So we want to dispel some of the rumors. We want to get some perspective from the men on, hey, New Moon. We want to get the guys' perspective, and we want to get the girls' perspective. I already know how some of, I'm not gonna say just know how the girls feel, but I also know how some of the guys feel. So this show is gonna be very different. So I have some opinions that was shared to me already from people. Shayna. Okay, so we have our other guest. You gotta unmute your mic, Shayna. I don't know if you know how to unmute it. And we're supposed to have one more guest. I don't know if they're gonna come in or not. So so I'm gonna be giving my spill on things. It don't necessarily mean that it came from me. It may have came from somebody who wants to, hey Vicky, who wants to express their perspective or their opinion, and it's coming through my mouth. You know, like how I said, y'all can inbox me certain stuff, and I will say what it is, what point it is that y'all trying to make. So okay, so all right, you trying to join, right? No? Join my live. I didn't mean just like join in on the page. I'm like join the live so they can see both you and I. Mo, you heard me?
Yeah, what you said?
No, you didn't. You sitting there. You making the show very ghetto. You here smoking weed.
But you said I'm trying to wait for everything to start, so I'm here. I'm here
No,
though.
I'm saying join my live on Instagram. So everybody that's on Instagram can see you and I. Everybody sees us on Facebook, but only right now
You know,
Instagram can only see me.
I'm an old man. I don't know nothing about how to do that.
Hey, it's legal now, man.
I
We
know
ain't gonna frown upon it anymore.
New Yorkers don't know how to act
Yeah.
now. Why one of my guests just can't just bust out a blunt and just started smoking in the middle of the show? I'm just Mike. How you doing? I'm just Mike.
Teddy!
Doing lovely, Daisy. You see what happened with black folks? As soon as you start making stuff legal, they
Show you how to do this real quick. I'm coming right now. My girl
It's
show me how to
okay,
do
well,
this.
it's all right. If you want to smoke it, you won't have to put it out.
Oh no, I wasn't putting it out. I was just
okay.
taking it off camera for y'all. I wasn't putting it out. No.
Brownsville is in the building. That's
Can you show me how to join her live?
Get on live?
Yeah.
You
I
know how to
join her
get
shit.
live?
Nah.
What's her
Mo, would you send me the request?
I did. I'm trying to do it now. My girl's showing me how to do it. Hold on, give me one second. Yeah.
Okay, somebody said child support should go by credit card. Vinny coming on here starting his shit already. Child support should go by. Okay, we got.
I sent the request to you.
Okay, I got it. Go live or no? It should be coming on now.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh wait, let me turn it down. All right. Okay, now.
Okay, guys. So now those of you guys that follow me on my personal page, you guys can see Mo. Hi, Amisha doing Mo. You gotta turn down something because I hear the
I thought it was down.
feedback.
Oh, this can't go more. All right. Hold on. All right, here we go.
Bad boy 4, how you doing?
We good?
Okay, talk. Let me see.
You good?
That squeaky sound. I don't know. I clean that stuff. You got the volume all the way down?
Yeah, I got them.
I have myself echoing on your end.
Hold on,
Everybody on Instagram, how does it sound? Is the audio good or do you guys hear the feedback?
Well, we don't hear the
How's
feedback
that?
anymore. Well, now I'm hearing a little bit of echo.
Is
Yeah,
it
I'm
me?
hearing it now.
I'm trying to sit here. Let's see. How's that?
Talk. Let's see. Oh, no. You hear me? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's only because when I was on, I didn't hear no echo.
Right, when I joined Instagram, that's when you heard the echo.
How about now? Yeah, you still hear it.
Yeah, the phone might be too close to the other phone or the speaker or something
Mark,
like
you
that.
have any suggestions that what he should do?
The Zoom is always going to give feedback in Instagram because I'm looking at y'all on Instagram.
Hi, everybody on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm just seeing the comment. Still hear the feedback. Okay.
Yeah, it's always going to be feedback because y'all on both devices. Y'all on Instagram menu on Zoom, so it's always going to get feedback from the Zoom.
So I guess he should. What should we do? Get him off of Instagram?
Yeah, he should stay on his Instagram the way it was. It was clear. It was nice before he joined your Instagram.
So you know what you could do? Get off of my Instagram mode and just go live on your Instagram. So everybody, all of your friends can see that, you know.
Yeah, the way you had it was cool. Everything was good.
Yeah, he wasn't on his own Instagram though. He had just joined mine like he was in the comment section.
Yeah. As long as he stay on his without joining yours, you good.
Hold on. Do you hear me now?
Yeah.
Get him off of Instagram.
He muted. That's why on Zoom you're not gonna hear him.
Yeah, because I was about to say I don't hear the feedback no more.
I got you. No, but because he muted, and if he stay muted, you're not going to hear him on the radio or Facebook. Oh,
right. I'm muted again, Mo. I'm sorry, everybody in the Sadior.
All right, you hear me now?
Yeah, you hear me.
Yeah,
Okay.
I hear
Okay. You know, it's too much feedback. Just get off of my Instagram.
you. All right, I'm off your Instagram. I'm on.
No, I still see you.
I'm on.
Okay, so it must just be frozen. Hi, everybody on Instagram on Brooklyn Fatima. Do you guys just see me or you see me and him? Because right now I see what's up, Mark? Do you see me and him?
No,
maybe mine is frozen.
Y'all good? Because I'm looking at you on Instagram. Y'all good?
Okay, so it's frozen, so I don't see the comments. Like, cause his page is, his face is still there.
No, he not on yours. I'm watching you on Instagram. You good? It's just you. Yours is frozen. You good?
Okay. Oh, they saying it's fine now. Okay, I see you. Hey, Vanessa. Only see you. Okay, those of y'all on Uncensored and Brooklyn Fatima, y'all only gonna see me because it seems like every time someone joins and we're on Zoom, it's like too much feedback and it sounds terrible. So we're just gonna, but you're gonna be able to hear everything that's going on with the other guests. Everything that they say, y'all gonna hear it. And those of y'all that follow me on Facebook, you can see all of us. So anyway, as I was saying, basically we're going to be talking about child support, custodian rights, and some of the stuff that a lot of these guys be saying and a lot of girls be saying. And I want everybody's feedback. You know, some of the stuff that I hear is, you know, I hear a lot of guys be acting like, you know, their baby mother is their arch enemy because she took them to child support. And some of the girls, you know, some of the girls' feedback I be hearing is they take some of these men to they take them to child support for a number of reasons, because they feel like the father is not being consistent, some not doing nothing at all, and some is not being consistent with the payments. They, you know, with the child support. And although I don't have any kids, but I can understand why you may need consistency. You cannot take care of a child properly if the father, you know, is given once in a while. When I'm gonna give her some money this month, next month I don't feel like it. Oh, I'm backed up, or you know, I don't got it like that. So it don't work like that, because these kids eat every day, they drink every day, they need a roof over their head, they need, you know, medical insurance, all of that. So I want to get some of y'all, you know, still on what y'all gotta say. Again, let me repeat the number for those guys who want to call in. The number is 929-257-1552. Again, 929-257-1552. So this is some of the things I want to ask. Okay, we're gonna break the ice. So if in case you don't want to use yourself as the case, as the, you know, the case study, you can say a friend of yours, or you can say you're asking a question. So the thing that is always going around, that family court is not for men. That family court is against men, and that men don't have no rights. So this is where my second guest come in. My second guest name is P, and he's going to give his spill on his experience with the family court. So I know him personally, knew him for years. He's a great dad, and he went through a situation that was very stressful, and he, you know, fought, and he got custody of his kid. So I'm gonna give him the floor in a minute. So, I just brought him on for all of you guys out there to get encouraged. So to encourage y'all, if y'all saying that y'all want to be a part of y'all kid's life, and the baby mother is bitter, and she won't let you, that's no excuse, because you have rights as a father. Somebody said the fatherhood program, if you are in Georgia, yes. So just to give y'all some encouragement, where a Black man went to family court, it was not easy. He fought, and they ruled in his favor. So P, I would like you to take the platform now and tell them your situation.
Peace. So thanks again for having me again, man. And if I could,
Thank you.
I guess, encourage or help anybody out, or those that even have that disdain thought that, you know, the courts, because you hear that a lot, that the courts are only in favor of the mothers and things of that nature. And I'm living proof that that's not necessarily the case. So my situation happened, I got to say, it's well over 10 years now. You know, my son is about 15 years old now, and this happened around the time. This happened around the time when he was about, I want to say 2.5. So, me and my son's mom, we were in a relationship, and everything was going smooth. You know, we just had our son not too long, and like I said, he was 2.5 when it happened. So you could do the math, and you know, I guess things went south with us and within the relationship. All the time I've been there since the day he was born. I was there, and you know, so you know, things went south within the relationship, and we broken up, which is fine. That happens. So in my situation, you know, you can hear me well?
We can hear you.
All right, yeah.
Let me get an audio check. Everybody on Facebook and Instagram, you guys can hear everybody well.
Check.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear.
Okay, thank you.
Great. So within my situation, you know, I guess my son's mom, she, you know, and you know, let me put a disclaimer out there. You know, me and her are actually pretty well now. You know what I'm saying? We're not together or anything like that, but we're cordial. We co-parent and everything like that. So, you know, I'm never here to disdain her or shun her or anything like that. But this is a time in our life, and this is a part of our history, and this is something that did happen. So we broken up at the time. Apparently, you know, she had a new friend, and I found out about the new friend. I was made aware about the new friend, and we separated at this point. So, you know, we're talking about within a 2-week span of us separating. She called me to let me know. Let me rewind. I'm sorry. So my son was living in my home at the time with her. We lived together at that point. She might have had her own. She had a little own situation over there where she had to come over by me with my son. That's no problem. But then we broken up. She had a new friend, as I said, and we split. Now, maybe two or so weeks after the split, she called me to let me know that, hey, I'm going to check my my family member in a different state. I said, fine. You know, I was familiar with the family. I'm familiar with the family member, and that was fine for me. So I was like, all right, fine. I was told that she was going to go for 2 weeks. That's what she told me. She's going to go for 2 weeks. You know, 2 weeks passed, and then lo and behold, she calls me to let me know, hey, I'm staying out here. Naturally, of course, my response is, the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can stay out there, but you better go ahead and send little homie back, you know? And you know, I want to respectfully say that I want to believe that she was under the impression that, you know, the courts go in the favor of the women all the time. I believe she was under that impression. And at this time, I wasn't thinking the court route. I actually, you know, my father, God bless him, you know, he's still here with me. It's actually his birthday. Happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Father P.
Happy birthday.
And he actually, he's old school, you know. Like I said, it's his birthday. He just turned 85 today, you know. So he's a tad older than me, so there's a generational gap amongst me and him, and that's another story that we dealt with throughout life. But he actually, when I spoke to him and I told him, hey, so you know, she took him to another state, and I don't know what to do. So I kind of went to him for guidance, and he let me know yeah, that's how it is, man. I guess, you know, it might have said something to the fact, the words, something like, yeah, just wait for them papers to come. Yeah, that's how it go. And I was distraught. You know what I'm saying? I was broken at that point, you know? We gotta also remember, well, this is my firstborn son. This is my only child. This is my first son. Me and him have the same birthday. You know, we you know, he has my last name, everything. So, you know, and like I said, I was there from inception, you know what I'm saying? From the day he was born, you know, no more than 2 days would pass without me seeing this kid, you know, at the time, you know.
And hold on, let me intervene.
Sure.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah,
I can vouch
at the
for
time,
have a good father he was and how active and how much he had on.
and at the time I was working 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? So I would make the time. So let me move right along. I don't really want to stretch it out too much, but I keep it going. So I had another older cousin of mine, and which was younger, obviously, than my father. So it's one of those big homie cousins that I could speak to and have those conversations that maybe I can't have with my father. Like I said, we had that age gap. So he immediately let me know, no, go to court. You're going to court. It was on a weekend I went up there. He said, no, you're going to court. You're going to go see the lawyer. I'll pay for the consultation. You go see a lawyer. And you need to go to court. So said, so done. Monday morning came. I went to go see a lawyer.
I'm sorry.
You know what's funny?
I'm sorry.
Sure. No problem.
I'm going to
no problem.
interrupt you on certain, you know, if I have questions of my own.
Absolutely. No
so
problem.
When you say pay for consultation, you have to pay for somebody to get represented?
Well, you're pretty much paying for advice on what to do. I've never been in this situation before. So yes, so it's a consultation with a lawyer. And I you know, I went all the way out to Queens to go speak to this lawyer. Now, this isn't the same lawyer that represented me. So I'm just sitting there saying, hey, this is my situation. What do I do? Mind you, now we're going on about a month now that my son is now out of state. So we're going past 30 days. Now I want to say that you don't want to drag things on. You know what I'm saying? But I'll continue. The lawyer, lo and behold, and the lawyer let me know that, hey, how long has this been? You need to go to court tomorrow. You need to go to court like tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now we're talking, this is Monday, I went and saw that lawyer. So Tuesday, sure enough, I was in the court to go see the lawyer. And then, Tuesday I was in the court to go see the judge. Now let me also speak to that now. Of course, this is if you're from Brooklyn or New York, if you're from Brooklyn, you know 330 J Street.
Yes,
now,
sir.
You know, so now this place here, I'll describe this place. This is kind of like going to the DMV.
Hey, Medina.
You know, this is like trying to go to
one moment.
No problem. No problem.
That's just joining in. We have 3 guests on right now. And right now, one of our guests, P, he's giving his experience as a man who went to family court. And and one, it was in his favor. So I got him on there as a, I'm getting all choked up, as an example of to dispel some of the rumors that that family court is not for men. Those of you guys who just chimed in. So if you have any questions, the number is pinned on Instagram, and I'm going to repeat the number for you guys to call in if y'all want to call in, 929-257-1552. Hey, African beautiful butterfly. Go ahead, now you can continue your story.
Yeah, so like I said, I was talking about 330 J Street, and I was explaining that this place is somewhat like, you get the same feeling when you're at the DMV. It's a place that you really don't want to be. You know, that you go in there, you wait on the line, you take off your belt, you empty your wallet, kind of like going through TSA, and pretty much you go to whatever first floor you go to, not the first floor, excuse me, you go to whatever floor, whether it's floor 4, I don't know the exact floor, I can't remember, but I'll make an example. So let's say you go to floor 4 and you sit down and you wait to speak to some person to explain your situation. So I had to sit down, wait in the room, a waiting area for well over an hour and then I speak to somebody and explain to them what's going on, i.e., my this is a situation. My son's mom took my son to another state, and she told me that she would be there for 2 weeks, and then lo and behold, she let me know that she's staying out there. After you do all that, I'm guessing from when I went to that whatever that floor was, I had to go to another floor. Now, like I want to say it was like floor number 9 or something, and I had to go to part 10 or something like that. It's funny if you've never been through that, or those that have been through that understand what I'm talking about. But it's different parts in different courtrooms that you have to go to. So this was a whole day process for me. So if I go in there first thing in the morning, I didn't leave this place. I didn't actually see the judge until about maybe 4 o'clock or so. And I've been there from like, let's say 9 o'clock in the morning. And so it was a shift.
One moment, I'm sorry.
Sure.
It said it's
No
freezing
problem.
on Facebook. Is it freezing? I got a comment saying it's freezing. Where is it freezing at? Anybody on Instagram? Am I good on Brooklyn Fatima? Am I good on Uncensored? Because I see a comment saying that it's freezing. You can get ahead, P.
Yeah. So now I go to this next floor, and I'm waiting, and the feeling is real eerie. A lot of times you hear about family court where a lot of situations happen where family members are cross with one another and things of that nature, and to an extent that's kind of true. So it can be a little bit tense in those type of places. But this day that I went there, of course, this is the initial process. So after waiting upstairs, after seeing whomever I saw, I'm not sure if it was a secretary, I'm not sure what person this was, but I had to speak to this person on one floor, then go to the next floor. Then I went to the next floor and pretty much sat there and waited in the waiting area. After waiting in the waiting area, we're talking hours probably. I waited there. And then finally.
Let me intervene. Do you think that is done purposely to, because that's what I don't know. A lot of people, I know it's certain things that they do in jail to discourage visitors from coming or whatever. So do you think this process is done purposely to aggravate people, or do you think that it's just, it's something that you have to do because it's not everybody's there for all different kind of reasons?
I think it's a lot of paperwork, and I think it's the city that we're talking about, and the city pretty much works at their own pace. They're not moving fast for you. They're not going to speed anything up for you. I don't think they don't do it I personally don't think they do it to be discouraging. I just think it's just the way the city is. It's a repetitive thing for those that I'm assuming work there, and it's just the process. So finally they call my name to go into the court. The court is fairly empty. The judge there, I'm assuming some legal aides are there, bailiffs, etc. Your regular court scenery, but it wasn't as if it was like a big case and all the chairs are full.
Yeah, that's what somebody just commented, said it's not a real court.
Right. The family court?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether I can't say it wasn't a real court. I went to see a judge. I know the judges are usually in court, so she had the black gown on. I'm not too sure.
Right. You giving your experience, it was a real court to you, right?
Absolutely, definitely.
Okay.
So, and it was definitely a judge. I remember the judge's name and everything like that. But so I finally go and speak to the judge, and I let the judge know, hey, listen, this is the situation. As I said before, under pretense, my son's mom moved my son to another state. She told me that she'd be back in 2 weeks. She didn't. She told me that she won't be coming back. Also, I made it clear to let her know that I'm not looking for any public assistance. I'm not looking for any type of help. All I'm looking for is my son. So, you know, and pretty much I wanted to be clear. I wasn't sure if that helped me or not. I just was letting her know everything. All I want is my firstborn, which is my only son. This is what I'm here for. She actually I guess muted the time that was going, and she went to the back and then she came back, and then she had some paperwork for me. She let me know I have to mail this paperwork immediately over to wherever my son's mom was. Immediately, of course, the next day I had to go ahead and well, of course, I overnighted it, priority, paid the extra money, and mailed this letter.
Yeah, that's what a lot of men don't know, that women cannot move with your child without your permission.
No, you definitely have rights in that aspect. Absolutely. She received the letter, and pretty much it's me serving her without me just saying, "Hey, you've been served." You know, I've heard stories, of course, of I guess baby fathers or fathers being served in that manner, where, you know, they come to your door and give you the paper. So, of course, my son's mom was out of town, so we had to do it by priority mail, etc., where they signed for it, etc. So, but in that letter, it let it be known that, hey, you have to report to court Friday morning at this time with our son.
Somebody said that's basically kidnapping.
Well, one can look at it that way, yes.
Listen, I mean, because we're gonna be interacting, you talking and we talking too. It really is. If you would have had took your kid on a visit, like if she had custody of him, or neither one of y'all had custody, y'all were just parenting at this point, and you would have took him out of state and never came back, you would have. I'm gonna be honest with you. A warrant probably would have been out for you to kidnap.
That's a fact.
Well, you know, it's funny that within that letter, it let it be known, if you're not here with the child on this day, you will be issued a warrant. So yeah, you're right. A warrant for your arrest. So, you know, of course, you know, fast forwarding over then to that Friday morning, I arrived there. She has some of her family members. I got a couple of my peoples with me, because like I said, you know, you hear stories. This is the first time I've been through this. You hear things get tense.
And you know, it goes down, right? So,
you know, I brought the squad with me. So just in case. And you know, I love them brothers because they were there with me the whole day, you know. And we finally, and
did they take care of their child support while they was there too?
So you know, it's crazy is that that day, now we're there the Friday now where they had to be back, and of course, this is the first time I saw my son in the waiting area where we had to go see the judge. This is the first time I saw my son in about a month. Remember, this is the first time I'm seeing him in over a month. I was overwhelmed. You know.
Hold on. So this is two comments that maybe you can answer or say. Somebody said, at no point do any woman have full custody of any kid unless the court say so, which is crazy. And then someone else says the custodial parent does not need permission. But if in order for a custodial parent to be like, in order for you to be considered a custodial parent, does that has to be like documented in the court? Not if y'all never went to court, and me and you had a kid and we never went to court, but the kid lived with me. If I'm the custodial parent, does it have to be legally documented, or it's just off a GP?
So in order for you to have sole custody of a child, you would have to be, I'm assuming you would have to be court appointed to you, yes. Unless, you know, God forbid, death or something like that, and then you're the only parent left. Yes. Now, now there's a difference between having sole custody and joint custody. I was going to get there, but we fast forward a little bit. So, when you have joint custody, now there's a primary, and I would assume a secondary. usually what happens with that primary is where the child actually lives, and then pretty much the secondary, the other parent is entitled by law to visitation. Usually when that type of thing happens, you know, a lot of times when that happens, usually the secondary parent usually is on child support. Sometimes, depending if the primary is definitely not me.
You doing a lot.
So yeah, like I said, the secondary usually gets visitation, and sometimes when the primary
one moment, Pete. One moment, Pete. So it's not just you talking. Everybody gonna talk. Somebody wants to call in. So the number is 929-257-1552. So Malik, when somebody calls in, you might have to read the comments off of Facebook because they're gonna call in on this phone. So anybody that wants to call in and interact while he's talking is 929-257-1552. Go ahead.
Oh, I continue?
Yeah, you can continue.
Sure.
Hey, Gels.
So yeah, I was saying that with the secondary, you know, usually a lot of times the primary now has the upper hand at this point. So usually they move forward and go back over there to 330 J Street, and then they put in their paperwork for the child support, etc. But let me rewind back now to my situation. So when I went to the court and we were all there at the court, we're waiting the whole day, and we finally go in. Now at this point, I go on one side, and you know, it's the court layout. And now I really don't have to say much at this point, because remember, I was just there a few days before. So now, essentially, my son's mom had to pretty much explain her point of view or her reason as to why she's taking this child and moved them elsewhere and say, you're not coming back home. Needless to say, that really didn't go very well, because like I said, I believe she was under the impression that, you know, the women have the upper hand.
Which is this is why some of the you know, why you're here to dispel some of those myths and false narratives that that the woman has full say so of everything, and that men don't have any rights. She's underneath that impression, and a lot of men are underneath that same impression.
Yeah. So it didn't go well for her. I want to say, if I remember correctly, she might have tried to sass the judge a little bit, and you know, maybe try to, at the time, you know, oh well, he don't do nothing. All he does is pay for Pampers and wipes and etc. You know, that's kind of the defensive attitude in which she had at that point. But also the judge made sure to let her know, and he also moved you into his home. You know, it's like he had to remind her. She had to remind her that, yeah, he also moved you into his home. You know, and then, you know, she did the whole pause the mic thing, and then pause the time, and then she went to the back. If I remember correctly, now she came back, and then she let it be known that I'm gonna award me temporary custody at this point, meaning
So hold on. So those of y'all who did not hear, at that point, the judge had ordered for you to get temporary custody of him. Do you know on what grounds? Like, why did they take custody from her and granted it to you?
So I believe when you go to the courts, when you're in a relationship, in the court's eyes, or in the state's eyes, there's no problem until someone comes to the court. So now, when you come to the court, that lets it be known that, hey, you two can't come to some sort of agreement, and now the state has to come in and make a decision for you, essentially. So I'm not sure the reason.
It's two P's, light skin P. If you still want to join the panel P, you can come in through the Zoom that I text you, or if you want to call in or stay right there. But the other guest that's supposed to be on the show, he just chimed in on Instagram. So she didn't come to court probably. No, she didn't. Somebody saying that they gave it to her because she didn't come to court. Are y'all hearing?
No.
She was at court right then and there when they gave him custody.
She arrived to the court. She went. Remember, I said she asked the judge a little bit. Well, she pretty much tried to explain to the judge that I don't do anything except buy Pampers and wipes, and she made it seem as if that was all I did. And then the judge had to remind her, he also moved you into his home. Isn't that correct? Yes, that's correct, and whatever the case may be. So like I said, she went to the back, and then she came back and said, I'm going to give the father temporary custody at this point. Now with this temporary custody, remember at the time, she was living out of state. It's her responsibility at this point now to come and see my son at this point. So now her and, her new boyfriend or whatever the case may be, it became now a burden on them, if you could imagine.
So that's when someone just comments and said, in their opinion, the judge felt like she was a flight risk and her story didn't add up.
Possibly, yeah, possibly.
Hold on. So we have another P. P, I usually call him P. We're gonna call you Paul because the one that's our other guest has just joined. I usually call him P, but because it's two P's on here, I'm gonna call him by his real name. Paul and P. Paul, you can unmute your mic. You're still muted. Okay, so go ahead, P.
So, where was I? She awarded
we were addressing why they gave the custody to you. Someone said that they probably, in their opinion, they felt like the judge thought that she would be a flight risk.
Possibly she would, unless she would have been on the run with that warrant. You know what I'm saying? But she had to come to court. You know what I'm saying? But so at that point, now she's responsible for her visitation, and the visitation at the time was, pretty much Saturday morning at about 9 o'clock to Sunday, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and she let her know that, hey, you have to return this child back to the father by 4 o'clock, not 4:15, not 4:30. She let her know you have to return this child back to the father at that time. And then, of course, at that time, I had another court date. By the way, this thing went on for almost about a year of the back and forth to court.
But the child remained in your custody the whole time that you guys were going back and forth to court.
Correct. At this time, I'm having temporary custody at this time. So, all the weekends.
He can only speak for his experience. You just joined in. This is what he's saying. That he's giving his experience with family court.
Right. This is only my story. I can't speak to anyone else's, but I can prove that it's living proof that, the courts just don't only give them to mothers. That's not true.
That's the whole purpose of him being in here. I'm glad I never had these problems. Somebody said my daughter was so bad I never had to worry about her mother keeping her for too long. Yo.
You know what? I will add to that. That whole thing is a very stressful thing. It is very discouraging. It's
and
not something I don't want.
In my opinion, I think that's why a lot of guys do not go through what you went through the whole process. Like, it's a lot of stress, and you can very well wind up with the kid longer than you wanted. Like, you probably only wanted visitation rights, and then now everything that came out, and you trying to make the mother look bad, and then you succeed in that, and the damn the judge could say that the mother's not fit for her to live with the mother, and now you end up with full custody. So that's a lot of reasons why some guys, they don't want the full-time responsibility.
We'll say some gentlemen.
You can't hear, Paul? Go ahead.
I'll say some gentlemen, maybe. That may be true. So, I wouldn't say you know, guys, that's what it is with most of these guys. No. It's back and forth to court. This went on for a couple months, and of course, obviously the same, no motion, no action, and just come back another month and it continues until now. Fast forward to where we're preparing for an actual trial at this point.
Yo, I want to, and it's something that see, can you hear now, Paul? You need to unmute your mic so you can always jump in the conversation.
Yeah, I just keep it on mute until I'm talking. I'm listening though.
Okay, no, because there's something that you heard what he said, that he was it remained like that till he went to court. I mean, to trial or whatever. But it's one thing that me and Paul was going back and forth with, that maybe you can enlighten him on more than me, because I only know what you told me. So I know that you had a lawyer, correct?
I was appointed a lawyer. They gave us a legal, what do you call it? Public lawyer. They just gave us an appointed lawyer. So this lady, she was my lawyer, and she had a guy that was her lawyer. Pretty much that's how it went.
So no,
Paul, you want to ask him anything about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask a lot about that. I was trying to get it on my computer and get off my phone because y'all know. But so what was the circumstance that they allowed you to get a lawyer? Because from what I know and from my experiences with it, they don't provide you with a lawyer. You're allowed to bring a lawyer, and if you don't make a certain amount of money or something like that, then they'll provide you with a lawyer. But I've never heard of one.
I want to say that probably was the situation where they asked me my income and things of that nature. And once I was at the time, I was at a specific level of income where they appointed me a lawyer. So I believe
remember,
that's the answer.
Sorry, brother. So that's what I was telling you, Fatima. That's not something that they provide. That's not something that they do. Now, you could go to the courts and you could have them little college lawyers give you information, but nobody's going to represent you in court. You're allowed to pay for your own lawyer. And I know they had like a limit where if you didn't make a certain amount of money, they'll appoint you a lawyer. But that's not normal. That's not like their normal way of doing things.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you don't have a lawyer at all. You saying I was trying to tell you that he said that he didn't have. You were telling me that he had to pay for that lawyer, and I was telling you that he told me that it was free.
I told you there's a format to everything, and he must have had a special circumstance, or he made under a certain amount of money. Remember, I even sent you the link. I even sent you the Google thing showing that. I'm sorry, I'm about to jump off my video. I want to get the number so I can put it in my computer.
What's your number? The meeting number?
Yeah. Unless you want to read it to me if you know it.
Yeah, the meeting ID number is. I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, do your thing. Don't break it up for me. I'll find it. It's in my message.
It is. I got it. It's 862. Oh no, good looking, because I don't want to say it over the air.
All right, got it.
Just jump in. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, P.
No, that's cool.
This is how it's gonna be. So it won't just be you talking. People, if they need to ask a question, someone that said it's a legal aid lawyer. So me and Paul, he's my friend. We went to high school together. We worked together as adults and everything. He's my fellow debate member. He debates me on everything. But he was like, "There's no way that he had a lawyer. He had to pay for it." And I was like, "I know him. He's not gonna lie. If he paid for it, he would say that. He didn't say he paid for it. He said that it was free." So I said, "Yo, save your questions for when he's there, because I don't know. I'm only going by what you told me."
But the brother, it may be correct, because I want to say they did ask me my income at the time, and they asked her income at the time as well. This is all leading to before the trial. Remember, before we were just coming back to court, appearing in the court, and then getting another date. Once again, I believe it's one of those situations where that's just how the system went or goes. Where I was thinking that, okay, next time we go to court, we're gonna get some type of answers or some type of resolution to this thing. And no, it was, hey, come back this time on this date, a month and a half from now, or whatever the case may be, and that's how it went for I wouldn't say almost a year. And at least 8 months, No, give me 9. 9 months is a year. 12 months. All right. So yeah, at least 8 months. So after and when we went now, and like I said, they appointed us the legal aids. The person is correct. Whoever said the legal aid thing, that's correct. But I want to say it was due possibly at the time to my income and her income. Hopefully that answered that.
No, it does, and that's what I know. So when she told me, she made it seem under the impression of like that's what they do. So my point was that's not what they do. Everything with the court, and this is what I was.
Or you breaking up?
I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Everything with the courts is a format. It's the same thing for everybody.
Hold on. Let me interrupt, Paul. There's people that's inboxing me and texting me, asking me what's up with the topic as far as Ma'Khia Bryant. If y'all just tuning in, so y'all don't know, we're gonna have 2 segments. The first segment is this, and then we're gonna get into the Ma'Khia Bryant situation. So we're gonna speed this up, Pompey, King, the whole story. So people can jump in or whatever. We don't want to drag this one too long into.
You got it. Essentially, we prepared for the trial, and I had to bring 3 character witnesses. She had to bring 3 character witnesses, family members, mother, uncles, babysitters, etc. And essentially, the trial went on, and I have to say this part. You know, my father was one of my character witnesses as well, and he wanted to. He let the judge know that, listen, I came from a different time, and I told my son that yeah, this is the way it goes. If you were listening before, this is the way it is. And he was under the impression that, yeah, the father should be with the mothers. You know, my dad is, like I said, he's 85. And then he also let the judge know that that was the worst advice that he's ever given me. And he was devastated for that. So, you know, we went with the character witnesses and moved forward. And essentially, what ended up happening was the judge, my lawyer actually called me, and he let me know, she let me know that, all right, it's over, and I was granted sole custody. Also, let me rewind a little bit. In the beginning of the trial,
I think it's before, because you just came in, we didn't see that. Do you have are you different rights?
It shouldn't be me because I'm talking. Man, what you want?
Why are we hearing this now? Why are we hearing the feedback?
Yeah. Somebody says, right. I don't hear it no more.
Okay. Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. I'll move it along. So yeah, so let me. I also have to put this in. When we first before the trial started, they asked us, hey, do you guys want to come to a resolution of joint custody, etc.? And I let it be known that I don't want joint custody if she's going to be out of the state. You know, and so the judge, right before the trial started, she let it be known, hey, this trial is in reference to my son, and this is for sole custody. Let it be known, one parent will be the sole custodial parent of this child. And she gave me examples. We're talking medical issues, pull the plug, religion, I don't eat pork, all of these type of things. That we're going for sole custody, and that is the person.
And that's what you call a custodial parent. That's when you legally become the custodial parent, right?
Well, I have a question. Correct. I have a question though, yes, about that, because he's going through the process. I'm just curious. What, and you know, I don't want to be in your personal stuff, but what was the decision that the judge gave you, or what was the reason that they went with you over the mother?
Okay, so that's a good question. So I believe it's really a lot. It has a lot to do, aside from me being the first person to initiate the trial, because I want to say that I think that played a big part in it. I want to say that it's not many times that a young black man is coming here to gain custody of his child. I want to say that might have took part into it. Another part was it has to do with the placement of the child and where is he going to stay? Is there a room for him? Is there actually a proper place for him to be? You know, if you have an apartment, if you have a home,
some people in the comments are saying that some people in the comments are agreeing with you, saying first one to go to court for the child. That's why.
Well, like I said before, go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead. I just don't agree with that. The courts don't care about who's first, because if the crackhead is first, that means nothing. So I mean, I don't agree with that part. I understand what he's saying, and Fatima, we spoke about this in terms of, remember what I told you? I was like, when you asked me,
first of all, call me queen. Do not be called. No, I'm just playing.
Listen, keep playing.
Don't be calling me by my government on here, okay?
First of all, your government is in the Zoom. We can read it. So whoever can read can see your government. But I do think, and it depends on to the degree of it. The living circumstance sometimes is the key factor. Now, I don't think, and it's just my opinion, brother, you know, no disrespect to you. I don't think from apartment to house is gonna matter. But if your living situation is not suitable for a child, regardless of what it is, that's definitely gonna be in play. Because me and Fatima had this conversation, and she kept telling me that you had custody. So and not you specifically, but just, you know, having the conversation. And I kept telling her that if that's the case, there is some sort of circumstance that allowed that. Because when I went, the way they broke it down to me, and I told her, even though I was fighting for custody, I understood it. They told it to me as, we're not gonna uproot a child out of a functioning home that works, that, you know, the parent is okay, like nothing's wrong with the mother. We're not gonna uproot the child to move the child to your house for custodial purposes. They're not gonna just do it. There was nothing wrong. So the way that the lawyer explained it to me was, if the kid is neglected or abused, or if the parent is on drugs or something like that, then of course. But if the mother's doing well, they're not gonna just take a child away from the mother. So that's why I asked the question, like, what was the circumstance, if you don't mind? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was saying, in reference to I personally thought that played a part. There was, and that just might be me being naive. That was a black judge. It was a black female.
That helps.
So, you know, I think that, man, my luck. I think that I thought that played a part. I was under the assumption that, listen, it's not every day. She does this job every day.
Correct.
It's not every day she sees a young black man that's working, that has his own home, has his own place, that is coming for custody of their kid. So I thought that might have played a part to it. And it may not have. But like you said, yes.
Somebody comment saying the mother was deemed fit. Trust, one of my homegirls lost her son to the father because of this. You mean unfit? She must have been deemed unfit, but that wasn't the case, Pompey. I mean, Pete.
Well, during the trial, I'm gonna speed it up because I left out. I wanted to drive slow, but I know y'all got a show to do. So during the whole situation, if you look at the pattern, and I didn't speak on it, but she moved from my house. She broke up with me. She moved to another home. And then she left from there and then moved to another state. It is a pattern here. Essentially, she moved from 3 different locations in the span of 4 or 5 months. On the flip side, I've had the same location since the child was born. I had this place since I was 6 years old. That's another thing. My father, he let the judge know also, hey, listen, this is my home. My son could live in this home, and my grandson could live in this home forever. You know, she let the judge know all of these things during the trial as well. Yes, it did play a factor that you have a stable place for the place for the child to be there.
That she seemed unstable. Let me read some of the comments.
Also,
if the child is 8 years older, they allow the child to say where they want to be.
I don't think at 8. I don't think
it might be.
Though.
I think it might
Somebody
be.
Somebody said, I know I've been there, done it, and may I add, I've had full custody. So that's another argument that me and debate me and P had. When the child, you said that doesn't make a difference, right? if the
Right.
child is old enough to say where they want to go.
No, I'm saying 8 is. I don't think 8 was the right age. I'm not sure, but I don't think 8 is the right age. But when the child, that's how I ended up getting custody of mine. Once the child reaches a certain age, they will take their where they want to go into consideration. The judge still
Absolutely.
has the final say, but they'll take that into consideration. Definitely.
They would actually get the child would actually get its own lawyer. And also they would have the lawyer speak to them and kind of have friendly conversation with them when they're at a specific age and ask, hey, how is it at your home? Hey, who do you live with? And things like that. Do you have your own room? And do you have your own bed? All of these type of things they would ask those things. Yes, that does play a part as well.
But hold on, I don't know, Paul, you just came in. At this point, his child is not even old enough to say that.
But
correct.
What he did, remember what I told you when we debated? I said it gotta be some sort of circumstance. And the circumstance in his case was that she wasn't stable. She was moving from place to place. And then the judge, if this gentleman has a stable home, he has family that, it shows that he's stable, they're not gonna put the kid with the mother where she's gonna be moving 3-4 times within a 5-6 month period. So remember what I told you. Go ahead.
Also, let's remember also in the beginning, my son lived by me.
Right. So that goes back to what I was saying about the mother. They're not going to uproot the child. So by giving the child to the mother, they are uprooting the child. So we also didn't discuss that the child originally lived with him. And then now the
what
mother
if the child, I know y'all might not be able to answer this, but what if the child mother may be homeless, but she's going into a shelter with her child? So, she came into some bad times.
They could do something temporary where they could give the father temporary custody while the mother works on getting themselves together. Then they will go back to court and revisit the whole thing.
I got to say this. If that's the case in that, I'm a man, so I got to root for the guys.
No, you don't do that.
If that's the situation.
You got to be true and honest and don't say that.
No, I will be true and honest. If that is the situation, gentlemen, strike when the iron is hot.
Yes,
if they are in a situation where they're in a shelter and you have a stable place and no one has gone to court already, gentlemen, go. If you know you're at odds or it's a bad situation, don't just sit there and
wait till she strikes.
Don't wait till she strikes. It's going to be an uphill battle. A lot of men.
I also want you to say what you told me about, you want to give them that advice to all the young guys out there that may have kids and they even have an inkling that it's going to be an issue with their child's mother. You remember we was talking about that?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Like I said, you have to be proactive with this situation. Listen, in the Black community, a lot of we see this a lot. So you have to be proactive. If you plan on being in your child's life and you know that you can provide a situation that potentially can be better for this child, strike when the iron is hot.
There's a lot of reasons why dudes don't do that, and I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. And even if the iron's not hot, if you got to do what you got to do, you got to do it. But a lot of dudes don't want to open themselves up to the whole court thing now. So once you bring them down, it could be for visitation rights. You bring a female down for visitation rights, you got to expect you're going for child support. Whether you were supporting your child or not, you're going down there. They're gonna take you down there. So I think a lot of dudes try to work it out in their favor, and that's fine. But if they're gonna do that, what they have to do is keep their paperwork right. They have to keep their receipts. They have to keep all of their paperwork and everything situated. So if and when that time does come that you have to go down to that court, you're prepared. If you can show receipts, money orders of you taking care of your child, say money order daycare, money orders if you paying for daycare and stuff like that, and you go down there and she does take you to court, they're gonna balance out that money. They're gonna deduct whatever it is you show that you taken care of away from any arrears or past due payments that they try to hit you with. Because remember how I told you, Fatima, how it works is if either one of us take the other parent to court today and we don't have a court date, an official date till 3 months from now or 2 months from now, whatever the case may be, they're gonna make that dude go back pay all the way to today's date. Whatever day she files that paper, he's gonna owe whatever amount they decide, say for easy numbers, it's $100. They're gonna go back all the way to this day and they're gonna say he owes $100. however many weeks for however many
Hold
months, and he's
on,
gonna have
hold
to
on,
pay
hold on.
that.
Once-
So
Somebody
that's why you
saying none of that matters to the court. What are you saying?
Don't.
None of that matters to the court?
None of
Because,
that
that
matters.
matters to the court.
huh?
I don't, in my situation, none of that mattered to the court.
Yeah, Corey, you don't have to sit there. Anybody could jump in at any time. What do you?
Yeah, I
have?
didn't want to cut the fellas off, man. They was dialoguing, but
Yeah,
and
it's a group conversation.
one thing I would say is those laws and those legal things, it vary from state to state.
Possibly.
It vary
Only
from
New York.
state to state. You know, I
Only
can
New York.
speak on going through child support in South Carolina, and it's very different. It's totally different. Even when it comes to visitation and child support is totally separate. You know, similar.
It's that way in New York.
Similar to
Well,
to the
yeah. Well, visitation it is different from child support, because, like I said, you can have joint
It's two
custody.
different courts.
Yeah, it's two different courts. You can have joint custody, but the primary person takes care of the child, and the secondary, I'm not sure if secondary is the correct word, but it's the secondary parental person usually pays.
It's always that way. The
they call-
non-custodial parent is always going to pay.
The non-custodial parent is called the obligor. Legally, there's no such thing
We
as
getting big.
obligor.
We getting using big words now.
Yeah, he's right.
That's
He's
what
right.
it- Cause I was like I told you before, I was doing the same thing to I'm gonna say P and no Paul. I can see Paul. I'm saying I came home from work. You know what I'm saying?
Corey, you
She
keep
went
breaking
from-
up.
I don't know why. She
That pretty ass bridge behind
she
you.
came.
You all the way on the bridge, yo. Come on down to the street, right?
I forgot that was my back. I forgot that was the background. I might have to call in from my tablet. Because
You sound good now. Let's just keep that position on the bridge right there.
Yeah. But I went through the same thing. You know, I came home from work, gone, kids was gone to a couch. You know what I'm saying? We was married at the time. He bounced. Fast forward to going to court. I overheard a phone call of hers. She was going to take me for child support. So I went down there, filled out child support papers myself. You know what I'm saying? And I put myself on child support, so to say. You know, I did my own visitation. You know, even on top of that, you know, she didn't respect the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? She didn't the kids when it was my turn. You know, even though I was paid, I was up to date. I always been up to date. You know, it was taken out my check. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I want to jump in on there, because I see Paul shaking his head.
We talked about this.
And me and him had this debate as well. So Corey, this is everybody that joined listening. This is another one of my friends from junior high school. With this all family on here. So Corey and I also had this discussion, and I want to know how you went to court and there was court orders stipulated saying when you get them, when she get them, and she was legally breaking those stipulations. Or if you did you go back to court and let them know that she's breaking these things? And if you did, what did they do?
I did. I did go back to court. Nothing. They sent her paperwork to come to court, you know, to answer why she wasn't doing that. But before I did that, I did call the police. You know what I'm saying? The police.
Oh, you snitched.
But you have to, because he has to get that report. He has to get that police report showing that she missed it.
Y'all know I'm playing.
Nah, I mean, but it was no,
but this is something that people need to know.
Yeah, I hope everybody's listening. Those of y'all that don't want to call the police and stuff, y'all, this is how they have to call the police.
This ain't street shit. This is business. This is your kid.
Yeah. This is far from street. We talking about my offspring. These are my children. You know what I'm saying? And
I want to say that too. I want to commend all four of y'all on being good parents and being good fathers. Because like you said, there's some guys that ain't gonna go through all that. Y'all went through the motions and y'all didn't just let this shit discourage y'all. So I will, commend y'all for keep pushing forward as well.
Yeah, I did that. I did that to the fullest. I went down there so much that these people knew me by my first name. You know what I'm saying? I made sure they knew my children's name. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm not just gonna be a case. you know what I'm saying, that's just lost in the files, you know.
Mhm.
And when she moved away, damn, I'm fucking up. When she moved away, she moved like 2 hours away. Now, mind you, this was school. I'm going up to the school just to see my child 15 minutes for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm driving an hour.
Can I ask you a question? You say she moved away. Was it still in the state?
It was still in the state. It was still in the state, but it was, I mean, I'm in the country. It was an hour and a half away. It was like an hour and a half away. You know what I'm saying? And then I had to take my paperwork from court to the school to let them know who I was so I can see my children.
So let me ask another question of Paul or P, where I know maybe you can answer that, P. You see how he said that, I know in New York, a parent is not allowed to take their kid out of state, right? Like move to another state. But what if they move from like Brooklyn to upstate? Is that allowed?
So wait a minute. First part of what you said, if you don't have paperwork in order, they're allowed to move wherever the hell they want to move. Now, once you get paperwork in order, and it happens sort of with me, but I moved from Brooklyn to Queens. But if you have paperwork in order, no, it's really not, because whoever is the person who moved, the responsibility of transporting a child and all that type of stuff is on you. So it doesn't matter where you move to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I said it, even just Brooklyn to Queens, the responsibility was on me to do the pickups, drop-offs, and that's what I'm saying. So they make it known, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but I'm
people
saying
in
it
the
makes it known.
comments saying still got to get your permission.
You do have to,
That's what,
like I said, you do have to use.
Until I
Yeah,
had
that's
this,
what-
until I had joint custody,
Yeah.
and we talked about this too, Fatima. Until I had joint custody, and I don't have, and people need to understand the difference between joint custody.
Somebody also said, ask them that because the law states that someone must claim the child after birth. I don't.
So remember, like I said,
Nah,
once you don't come to the courts, the states don't get involved. So let's say, for instance, my son's mom moves to 2 states away. If I don't go to court, there's no problem.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be paperwork.
It almost as if you agreed with it. Remember, I told you before, like 30 days had passed since my son had moved, and then the judge, the consultation, the lawyer told me, you need to go to court tomorrow, immediately, because it's going to make it seem as if you kind of okayed it.
And that's the thing.
So yes,
there are people. See, and that's the thing. And that's what I was telling you about our culture, because the first thing is to run to the courts. But there are people who work it out where they can move and they have an understanding. So no, they don't have to have any responsibility to tell me anything, because for all the court to know, we have an understanding. It's once paperwork is in play. Once you go down to the court and you do your paperwork, and I told you my paperwork stipulates, like, yo, if you're taking her out of town, you got to let this person know. She doesn't need my permission, but she has to give me information about where she's going and provide me with a number that I can reach my child at every night at such and such time. Like, so that's what the paperwork does. So they can move all over the world if there's no paperwork.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They could do whatever. So that's why
someone has to initiate that there is a problem.
Right. And then that's when they get involved. And then the regular rules of the court start. And this was a big beef me and her was talking about, is that the courts are not set up for us. The courts are not set up for fathers. The courts are specifically designed to help out mothers. That's it. So even if you coming in there as a good father and you trying to get people right, the money right, and all that type of stuff, you're always going to be looked at as the bad guy in court. So that's why, like the brother was saying, like, it's certain things that he's always, when we go down there, we're always going to be the bad guy. So even when you're doing the right thing, you're going to have to go down there more. So like, remember I told you, he said the same thing.
Paul,
I'm listening.
You can't say that, and you can't say it's you always going to be the bad guy, and we don't want to encourage that kind of mentality, because that's the same.
But that's how you look at it.
But no, so it's not encouraging, and you got to tell these people
let me finish saying what I'm saying, because y'all came in late. Pompey, wasn't that the same thing that was told to you?
Yes, I was under that impression that it's usually in favor for the women, and I want to say, realistically, it kind of is, because majority of the women are taking care of these kids. Most of the time when people go to court, usually it's the women.
Right.
So we
So
got to understand that bro's situation is a little different. And remember what I told you, Fatima. I said it's a format. The only time the format is different is if there's a drastic change in circumstance. Bro's circumstance is a little different because at that time, his child's mother was not stable, like in terms of a home, according to what he's saying, right? So
yes,
if you're going in there and the child, like in my case, my child's mother was stable. It was nothing wrong. She had an apartment. She made good money. She was in school. She did all that type of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? That's when it's not against you. He was, I don't want to say this the wrong way. He was kind of outweighing her in terms of stability. So they went with the best thing for the child. But if the mother's doing good and the father's doing good, they're always gonna pretty much side with the mother.
Yeah.
And that's why, remember what I told you, the other gentleman just said it. I was like,
Malik,
yo, when I first had
Malik,
visitation,
Malik, you gotta mute your thing. We hear everything going on in the background.
kids is getting
See,
busy back
that's
here. That's why I'm in the
fatherhood.
backyard.
That's
That's why I'm in the
Malik!
backyard.
That's
Malik, you gotta
fatherhood.
mute it when you're walking away.
He can't hear you. You gotta tell him now. Oh yeah. Oh,
Malik, my
but
God, when you walk away, you gotta mute it. We hear everything that's going in the background, overcrowding what we're saying.
Yeah,
What?
that's fatherhood.
Oh yeah, that's the.
In the background.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I'm sort of ACS to your house right fucking now. You back in there beating him.
But so Fatima, what I wanted to say, like with the gentleman, man, when me and you spoke, I told you before I got joint custody, I went through the steps. I did the visitation first, and she was
And it's not
violating the
connected to this.
visitation. And you see the dude that was just talking, he said the same thing, that they be violating the visitation. And you got to go, after they violate your visitation, you got to get that police report. You got to go down to court. You got to do this shit all over again, take a day off of work, do what you got to do. And they're just going to give her a warning.
Yeah.
Like they're going to tell, like he said, yo, set another date, come back, yo, get your shit together. But when it's the dude, if it's the dude that violates, what I told you, licenses is going to go, they're going to hold pay stubs back, they're going to do all of that stuff. They're gonna hold all that stuff back. So with the women,
Anthony
they're gonna get a pass.
they're usually in the favor because guys don't do their part like P did. That's what somebody
Well, no,
we giving you two examples right now between not only him, but between me and homie that's just talking. Corey, we did the same thing. Corey.
Yeah.
Pardon me, Corey. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get my headphones, man. I gotta get on here. I gotta get on here. I'm having bad service.
That's
but
why
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right, P. They are gonna give you the run around, and when you go down there, you are looked at as the bad guy, so to say. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand how if somebody breaks a court order and you guys go down there and prove it, that you telling me that the courts don't do anything.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. This is why I say that they don't do anything. And this speaks to I think somebody said something. They spoke on what I'm about to say in the comments. When he said that the courts are not real, what he mean by that? When he said he saw a judge, that judge was hired by the child support system to sit in. That judge is not actually acting in a judge capacity. He's acting in an administrative capacity. That's an administrative court. It's not a judicial court. So he can
order somebody to go to jail though.
Because he's hired. It's not once they I'm breaking up. Once they get you in there, once they get you in the court and they get them paperwork, when they get the paperwork on you and you sign it, you agree to something. That's legal. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you go to court. That's why you go to jail, or that's why you get your license suspended. Jail. The license, the DMV has no right to suspend your license. It's just that people are not don't know. I'm not gonna say they're not educated, because people are educated on parts. They just can't put it together. But it's a lot of things that people don't know that they can't do, and it's a lot of paperwork that they hold back from us when we go in there and try to ask for this, and we can't find it. They try to force you to get a lawyer. They try to force you to get a lawyer because the lawyer is on their side. In some cases, it depends on who your lawyer is and what kind of lawyer you have. There are different kind of lawyers, and a lot of that we don't know. There are lawyers that when you see a law office that says, office of what it says attorney at law or attorney of law. Those are two different lawyers. Those are two different kind of lawyers. They're two different kind of attorneys. You know what I'm saying? An attorney at law is working on the bar system, the bar association. An attorney of law is working more so on common law. And see, if men so-called take their cases to court in common law, and it's with paperwork, they'll have a better chance, because common law revolves around contract. And when you go, like P was saying, he didn't have a problem until you go to court. If you and the party agree outside of court, there's no problem. If you and the mother create a contract together, the court can't violate that contract.
And I encourage that as well. I think that's a great idea for a lot of these fathers or a lot of these parents. If you can't come to some sort of agreement, let's as far as partners, let's write down something. Let's say, all right, listen, I understand that this amount of money would cover him, providing him for whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's whatever the case may be. Get it in writing. I know a lot of women,
but that's
going.
You have to take. I'm just saying
that's only possible. That's only possible if you and that partner have that type of relationship.
Well,
and if y'all at the court level, 9 times out of 10,
y'all on good terms, right?
Y'all beyond that point of relationship. So
what he's suggesting is every time you break up, that don't necessarily mean y'all breaking up on bad terms. So when y'all on good terms, immediately what happened? Get it on writing. Well, this is what we're gonna come to agreement. So and get it notarized and all of that.
Yes, so that's what I was gonna say.
If they get bitter, you be like, no, this is what we had already in place.
That's what I was gonna say.
But can I tell you? So yes, that's beautiful, but you know what's gonna happen in court, right? That letter is gonna mean nothing going forward, because now that you got the judges and the courts involved, they're going to make a decision for you. So if me and you come up with a letter and it says I pay such and such amount every month, and then the woman decides that that's not enough, and she decides to take you to court, they're gonna say, all right, cool, that was for the past. You're not gonna owe any money from the past, but they're still gonna take over and they're gonna put a new order in place for you.
And I believe that number. I believe that number is 17% of your wages, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but
that's for one child.
Formula. It's not an exact science of 7. Like people think that it's whatever you make, 17% of that, whatever you make. That's not how it goes. And my fault for team. I forgot to get the booklet. I wanted to have the booklet ready for this. But they have a book. If you go to your court, and it's a science of how they break it down. Where they look at like her salary, your salary, and they put some together, and they do all kind of wicked shit. But it's not just 17% out of your gross pay or whatever. It don't work. But
okay,
yes, 17% is the number.
Somebody said in the comment section, which is the girl, she said it has to keep happening. Then they will do something.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Yes. So if she violates your order every week and you go down there, she is definitely they're gonna have to do something. But what I'm telling you is they get to violate that order. And now you got to think. Say she violates that shit 3 times. That's 3 different times that this man got to go get a police report. That's 3 different times he has to go down to the court, take a day off to go down to the court, then get a court date, take another day off to go to the court date. So for that one time, he's already taken 2 days off of work and had to deal with the police. So now to get a second one, he got to do that another 2 times. So for 2 days, you done took 4 days off of work. I'm talking about the average working man, 9 to 5 type.
So
shit.
let me. Okay, so we want to not just wrap it up, but get on another level. So what do you as men that went through that suggest? Do y'all suggest that you just say, F it, make another kid? Or what?
Well, I don't know. Where'd you come from with another kid? Why not? How another kid?
No, I'm saying, if these are things that you have to do, you got to do it. There's some people that
got to do it.
Yeah, I would say don't get discouraged.
I would just say know who you dealing with, man, and
that's what I want to hear.
Well,
like,
definitely.
what is the lesson in all of
that? No, it's too late at that point, though, bro. That was a conversation we needed to have when I met her. You can't tell me that at the court. But the other gentleman, P just said was, you gotta not get discouraged. And hear this.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to go dig. You're gonna have to dig for this information. You're gonna have to get off your ass, because when you get to court, the judge is not gonna help you out. They're not gonna say, yo, bro, you know you could have did this, right? Or you could have filled out. You're not gonna get that. So you gotta go and dig for that information.
Somebody said your child should be worth it.
Well, okay,
the child is worth it.
And that's a woman who said that. That's a woman who said that. I guarantee you that's a woman who said that.
It is.
Okay, cool. So it is. Remember what I told you? You said this to me too, Fatima. Why should I have to go? If she's so mature, like that young lady is, why would I go through this in the first place?
Oh shit! I'm talking to Dante. He's not even out here.
It's amazing that women say that. But the reason we're going through this 9 times out of 10 is because of the woman. Why should I have to go through any of that? Because any dude.
What you mean? Because it's because of the woman.
9 times out of 10 initiates these court things. Like men, we usually go initiate visitations or custodies or joint custody. Like 9
That's
times out of 10
after the fact, right?
And
let me. Okay, so now we're gonna get we got y'all spill on that, and you just now said something that is not true, or I'm going to give you some of the responses that I got from women. You said that y'all end up in child support because of the woman. Now, how do you feel? A lot of women, some of my friends and family included, ended up in child support because of inconsistency, or because there's a lot of guys that has this narrative that they're I'm a good father. Why am I here? I take care of my kid, when they only take care of them inconsistently. So is the child supposed to the mother supposed to take inconsistency, or should she go down to court and get something legally put in order so we don't have to go through this? Or should the mother sit around and wait for when y'all ready to give them some money?
So we got to be clear on the situation, right? And I'm going to take your situation, which the scenario you're presenting, for face value, right? A dude that's definitely not inconsistent. And
go ahead. I was just reading the comment, but go ahead.
Somebody who's definitely not inconsistent. Nah, that's all good. Definitely that's not consistent. A dude that's definitely not doing what he's supposed to do. This is my opinion. Her first step should be some sort of formal conversation with that gentleman to work it out. The second step, if she has to, is to go to court. But from what it looks like, the dudes like we always talk about these horrible imaginary dudes, right? I don't know not one dude in this chat. You do. And every dude in this chat seem to have went and fought for their kid. So why are we talking about these imaginary bad guys?
Up and be a father, that doesn't mean every man is. Now, to answer or make a rebuttal to what you guys are saying about you saying everybody in this chat stepped up and did that. A lot of guys that
you understand, they tell you all the things that your child is limited to. So a lot of people like, fuck that. I can't get no weight checks. I can't get no.
What happened? Who said something?
What? Somebody jumped in. I thought.
Who was just talking?
Yeah, my 2 cents.
Yeah, well, you saying like, right? You guys are example right now. I got 4 guys that I know personally that are good fathers, but I know a lot of friends who got men in their life or had babies by men in their life that ain't do this or won't do that. So y'all are judging it. Y'all saying because it's y'all, but there's some guys out here that are in child support because they need to be in there. They need to be told what to do, or they need the white man or whatever.
I believe. I believe that that's true. And we had this conversation, Fatima. I told you that I'm not saying that every dude out here is the same way. I'm not saying every mother out here is good. So if we're going to speak on those dudes.
Hold on, can I get the number? Ladies, if you guys want to call in, 929-257-1552. If y'all don't want to type, y'all could call in so y'all can talk to the men yourselves, so we won't have to just be the
They full of Twitter fingers. They in Twitter fingers right now. They hiding behind.
Listen, Danielle messing with you. Danielle messing with you. Paul. Danielle said, "Watch how Paul turn it around on us." Danny has sent it to the chat. You already know. You already know how he is on us.
Hold on, Fatima. And I told you, quiet as kept. I gave Danielle her props the other day. Danielle could have went and did her, she learned to work it out with her babe pops, and that's what she did. I don't give her props to her face, but I give her props behind her back. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what I'm saying. A lot of women do that because when the situation gets bad between that person and the other, they run straight to the court. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say you keep your paperwork right, because that's what they're gonna do at some point.
And you know what's crazy too?
You're gonna court.
One of my best friends.
Somebody can pin the number for me because I don't want to touch my thing. The number is 929-257-1552. They saying pin the number. 929-257-1552. 1552.
Yeah, there's a lot of, well, I don't want to get into the fact that some women move emotionally. You see, like for instance, I definitely can put my son's mom on child support now, but that wasn't it for me. I got what I wanted. I was awarded what I wanted. You know what I mean? But you know, on the flip side, that's not my situation. But I do know, and I've known many gentlemen that got hit just off of whether the father got a new girlfriend, whether the father got a new car, or is moving forward in his life. You know, there are those instances where people get jealous and say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna spite him just because." And it's not necessarily that they're not taking care of their kid. Those instances happen as well. I got friends that tell me, "Hey, brother, yo, my man, this is bigger than you. This is you being selfish. You need to go put her on child support in the name of us." Yeah. You know. And I have to always remind them, like, listen, man, I got what I wanted.
To them.
I do not. I don't.
I have a friend that did what Paul said. She had a discussion first. Then her baby father said, "F the discussion." After that, she went to court. Then a guy says,
that's acceptable.
Yeah, that's beyond conversation at that point.
She did what she's supposed to do. So can I say, when we talked about the court being for the, I want us to be clear, because y'all kind of like that's not the case. So when you go into the court, if a woman takes a man to court today, and they go into court and she says he didn't pay, he hasn't contributed to my child at all, she doesn't have to prove anything.
Nobody's answering.
Anything, nothing.
Maybe you're not getting the right number. They saying they calling and nobody's answering. The number is 929-257-1552.
And a lot of the reason for that is because the court know that they're gonna get the public assistance for that.
But here this though, bro, this the crazy part, right? It's two of us going in. The court don't know none of us. It ain't like it's one of our homies. Like, she go in there and say you never paid. You go in there and say you did pay. You are the only one who has to provide proof.
You're right. You don't have to provide nothing.
When the courts is not designed for us, it's designed for them. This is one of the reasons from the beginning, from the first day you go there, they take her word with no proof. You got to come to court with all your paperwork legit. She don't have to come to court with nothing but herself.
I will say that it is an uphill battle for men. But I really just, I'm on the call just to say that it's not impossible. That's all. You know what I mean? It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. It's not. Because going through this, going
so let me ask you another question.
But Fatima, based on what you said before, based on what he just said, I want to comment. When we say why all dudes don't do it, and it's a conversation me and you had. I told you, I said, Fatima, all dudes is not built the same. Two men could go outside and get into a fight and they'll both be okay. One man could be scared of that fight. One man might get a gun, right? So in the courts, every dude is not designed to go through these battles and these wars for years on end in court. So everybody say like, oh,
so let me ask you a question.
Everything he could do. And then we look down on him. But maybe he wasn't built to do all of that. Maybe he didn't know how. Maybe he didn't have the resource. So before we start playing the dudes that didn't do it, let's figure out why he's there in the first place first.
And he could be there in the first place for a number of reasons.
But listen to what I said. Let's decide if he deserves to be there first. We was all there. I ain't deserve it. It sounded like none of these gentlemen deserved it, but we was there. So some dudes are there and don't deserve it, but yet we expect them to go fight this whole war. And I know we're gonna say, "Oh, it's your kid. You should have to." But no.
So I'm trying to understand what's your point. So if they don't deserve to be there, then what? They shouldn't be there.
No.
They shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there.
Feel like, hold on.
They shouldn't be there.
Y'all good fathers, and y'all feel like y'all shouldn't be in child support. But if you in there, what are you supposed to do? At the end of the day, feeling. So
that leads me.
What are you gonna do? Not go or
hold on, Fatima. Again, so this goes. You think that every person is designed the same? You could give some dude 5 years in jail and he'll laugh at that shit. You give some dudes 5 years in jail, they'll hang themselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
so every dude is not the same. Now, when you're telling this dude that you got to go here every week and court and fight and get this paperwork and pay a lawyer and do that, every I do it. And I know you and a lot of these females expect that every dude to be. Dude is not. I told you in my personal experience, there was times where I reached the point where I was like, "Yo, I can't do it. Like, I got to figure out."
I was about to. I was about to go.
Yeah.
I lost it.
And you know what happens? You know what happens? It starts affecting your other parts of your life, your regular day-to-day life. All of this starts draining you.
What
it
up,
starts
Quita?
wearing you down. It starts messing with you at work. So every dude is not designed to be like, fuck that, I'm gonna get up there and do this shit again every day anyway. So before y'all start knocking the niggas that didn't do it, that's why I said, let's figure out why he's there in the first place and why he couldn't continue doing it. My process took years. It sounded like homie process took years. It ain't no 1, 2, 3 thing. Every dude ain't set up for that. So stop knocking the dudes that didn't do it.
Okay, so let's say the dudes that's not set up for that. Then what are you saying? It's okay for them to say F it, then I
it was nice I went without eating. It was nice I went without eating because I had to provide. I couldn't.
Okay, so are we giving, okay, so those guys that are not mentally fit to go through all that, are we supposed to say, all right, then he's not mentally fit for all that and give them dudes a pass?
I have an answer for it.
Got to be taken care of.
I have an answer for it. Let's figure out the same way we pointing all these fingers at these dudes. Let's look at the beginning part of this problem first. That starts with some of these ladies. Let's start with that because in your conversation, this whole conversation the dudes, but we don't put no blame on the women that's taking their dudes there out of jealousy, out of anger. A dude that's been a good dude and they could have worked with that they didn't work with. Like there's 100 reasons.
You breaking up, Paul?
Yeah. Every reason a dude go to court is not about him. Y'all hear me at all? All right, fuck y'all then.
Go stand by the
that would be when it jumped back in service. But I'm just saying, like, we always pointing fingers at the dudes, and I feel like no dude should be there, period. Unless he's truly a deadbeat. And they exist, let's be clear. But there's a lot of women that can.
Okay, say it again. No, I ain't doing that. See, he didn't want to pay. Fucking Dusty. What ladies?
Who's she talking to?
I don't know. What ladies? Their mothers? Oh God.
See, and it's the bum chicks like that that's not getting on the FaceTime and letting us see that.
Nobody's answering.
Tell them to jump in. Because it seems like every dude here did that. I got custody of mine. Both my kids live with me. So when she talking Dusty, she may be talking about her baby pops.
Shit,
my boy a teenager now, man. We talking about I had since introducing him to kindergarten, pre-K, doctors visits, immunizations, everything, man. I had to this is my firstborn. I had to do this on my own. It was new to me. You know, it was something that just had to be done.
So I want to ask y'all a question.
And then a lot of things,
hold on, let me say one thing.
A lot of things that okay. Well,
we have a lot of things that you guys on here being good fathers and coming with these stories and stuff. I know all you guys personally, but honestly, have y'all ever heard anybody say I'm a deadbeat and I just don't want to pay child support?
No, but I told you, remember what I told you my dude did, Fatima? He ain't say he was a deadbeat, but he was working construction. And what I told you he did, he took his ass off that list so that when he went to court, they was going to take $25 from him a month, and then he went back to court. So I already know what type of time he on. He ain't got to tell me. A real man, like...
Okay, so he didn't tell you the truth, though, right? He made it seem...
But you know, like that's what I'm saying. A real man, if you got a dude in your circle that's not doing what he's supposed to do, you're going to know. You understand what I'm saying? Just like a woman should know. Any of these dudes know if they homie ain't taking care of their kid and doing the right things and all that, you know. You know what I'm saying? So no, just like you said, a dude ain't gonna say he a deadbeat, but none of these chicks ain't gonna say, yo, Fatima, you know, I took him to court because I was jealous. They ain't gonna do that either.
That's true.
You know so we talking about, when we having this conversation, we talking about the bottom line.
Listen, hold on. I'm not saying that there are not any bitter women out there that do that. What I'm saying at the end of the day, if there even is bitter women out there that do that and you end up in child support, what you're paying child support for your kid, unless she's making you pay child support for a kid that's not yours, I don't see what's the big deal.
At the end of the day,
I would do anything for my kid. I would do anything.
A lot of times, child support can be very subjective to some. You know what I mean? I could be sitting here making sure the kids got snacks and make sure the kid got Pampers, etc. I'm paying daycare, all of this stuff. And on the other end, the mother may think that that's not enough. It's very subjective, you know?
Yeah, so I and hold on, Paul. I want you to tell them what you said to me. And what are we, how many years now? Your daughter's 19, and what you said that you are on child support now, and it is actually stressless, you stress-free and all that.
Well,
that it in your favor.
I say that. What I said is in my situation, I prefer child support because me and my baby don't have a situation.
You breaking up again.
So
Go stand by the bridge again.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Let me go back. I think that any number we came up with would have been a problem. So me personally, I prefer child support for my situation. There is nothing to discuss. That's what she wanted. That's what gets sent over. That's what the court said to send. That was the best thing we could have done because it eased me from having to have those conversations and those debates with her. There's nothing to talk about.
And that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say, that at the end of the day, if you got a bitter baby mother, hold on, if you got a bitter baby mother and that's going every time you get a new girlfriend, take you into child support, if that's what you think that's happening, wouldn't it be in your best interest to get go in there and let the court say, this is what has to be paid, and on this day, on that day, that alleviates all the gray areas, all the bullshit, all the fucking wild stories that this one coming up with and that one coming up with. I don't see what is so bad about ending up or in child support and fighting or whatever you got to do for somebody that you helped bring up in this world. They ain't, I mean, like, the kid needs to be taken care of, and the kids need you to be, both parents to be in their life. And if you got one parent that's an asshole, you made a bad decision about reproducing with that child, you still got to deal with it and do whatever you got to do to be in that child's life. That's my point on everything.
I don't think my situation, the way I explain, I'm not saying it makes it like easy, like it's all good after that. It's better for me because I know what to expect out of my other half, so I already know what's going on. But there's always still be some sort of problems in terms of money. And I told you another thing is, where's that money going? You understand what I'm saying? Just because I'm paying child support don't mean that my money is guaranteed that my money is getting spent in the right way. So for the woman to have total discretion, and I'm not going to agree with this, but where and how to spend all of that money is I know people who, their baby moms, like I told you, I think my baby mom's, she's doing good. She takes care of the child. I don't want to paint her in the wrong way, but I think she used my child support as a part of her lifestyle. So I pay bills and all that type of stuff over there. And sometimes I feel like if more was given to my daughter would have more. Remember I told you, I said, I know dope women who collect child support and never spent a dime out of their child support. They made a savings account for their child. So every time they got that child support money, they put that in the savings.
Wait a minute.
Let me add to it too. I got a friend that he's on child support, and the mother doesn't even live with the child. The child lives with the grandmother.
See what I'm talking about?
So it get real wicked out here. It get real wicked.
Yeah.
And remember what I told you? I said I think that
happens a lot of times.
There should, if a father requests some sort of printout or some sort of evidence of how how the money is getting spent, I think he should be allowed that. So remember what I told you at the beginning? Only men have to show proof in court. And these courts, women don't need to show no proof on nothing. All they got to do is show up and said he didn't. So at the end of the day.
So let me ask you a question, P. The one who you said your friend is paying child support and the child doesn't even live with the mother.
This has happened presently.
They don't go to court and say, I want custody of my kid. The kid ain't even living with the mother.
They will say that he's in a stable
how does he
home.
prove that? How does he even prove that?
Right. Because you got to prove it. Remember, I told you the fellas always have to show proof. So how does he prove that?
He can't prove it.
How old is the kid?
Even with proof.
He speaks to his daughter's.
Even with proof.
I think she just turned 11.
So that's come on now. Are you serious?
Even
so she can easily prove that he doesn't live with her.
Yeah, but see now this is the part.
With proof,
this is the
they
part
gonna say
where
that the child is in a stable home.
Well, this is the part where
Somebody said, I know someone a deadbeat. What's the number again?
I'm sorry.
Did you not see this? See this in these women while they were dating? Like, these women can't hide their cards for long. These are some of the comments. Yeah, so the number is, a deadbeat, 929-257-1552. And when you call here, we're gonna be respectful. It's not gonna be no name calling because we're not doing that. When I posted it, I said we're gonna have a respectable conversation. So keep that in mind when you calling and commenting. Is good fathers determined by money? It's one of the questions. Did you not see this in these dating while y'all was dating? So question,
No,
did any of you guys
no.
see any of these traits?
I had
No.
my son. I
No.
had my son when I was 25, and you know, a long time ago, I used to think. Back then, I used to think, you know, I'm finally an adult and I could do whatever I want. But really, honestly, when you're 25, you're still a fucking kid, man. To be honest.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, I speak for me. I was still young-minded, and you know, I'm out here and I'm getting mine and shit like that, and you know, I felt for my baby mom at one point back then.
Yo, Malik's sitting there. Yo, he getting up. Malik's saying, I don't got none of these issues. He's sitting there with his kid, like, I'm not even gonna comment right now.
Tima, check the ring on the phone. Cause I called.
He got to unmute himself. He got to unmute himself.
I called it 3 times and you're not answering. I tested.
I don't know. This is a new.
Oh, you muted.
I don't. You tried to call it and it's not going through, but I don't see no missed call on here.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, I said, nah, this is all just information for me. You know, God forbid I ever have to cross that bridge, but I don't see it. I don't think I can handle that bridge. So, you know.
Hey, I don't wish that on no brother, man. That thing
Nobody,
is very,
baby.
very discouraging.
Nobody.
Yeah, that's a beast,
Very
bro.
discouraging.
I'm gonna tell you.
So,
Yo, you know, actually, that thing shunned me from having more kids, to be honest. I honestly feel in my situation, I got lucky with my son. And I haven't had any children since then.
Well, I had another kid.
I did. Yeah,
I had another kid.
I'm
So
3
that's
in the hole
another
after
thing
my
I want to
first 2.
say. Thank you, Pompey, for bringing that up. Not only to you guys, but to the women. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the phone. I literally bought this phone today. I don't know why it's not ringing. I know I tested it before the show and it was ringing, so I'm gonna go through it and see why it's not ringing. But I will say this: well, Pompey, that's the type of time I'm on, and this is a lot of women have multiple baby daddies and multiple kids, and they got the same story. Oh, he ain't shit, and this one ain't shit, and this one is crazy. And the same thing with men. You meet a guy, I meet a guy, and he got multiple baby moms. And why you not with this one? Why you not with that one? Oh, this one isn't that crazy. That one is crazy. How all of your kids' mothers is crazy? You don't think at some point that is you and you're making bad decisions?
I married my second daughter's mother.
Huh?
I married my second daughter's mother, and it's nothing like my first situation. So when I had another kid, I was already with another woman. We've been together 12 joints. She helped me go through all of the stuff I went through with my first one. So that's what I'm saying. Like every situation is different. So some people might get into a situation again, and it might be horrible. It might be worse than the first one. I was lucky enough when my second situation was better. You know what I'm saying? Like
do you think your decision making factor got better?
Also, I was a kid when I had my first daughter at 19. I'm sorry, at 20. You see what I'm saying? So remember I told you, I said, listen, as a man, you got to take responsibility for everything you do. So me and my wife make jokes like, yo, you ain't see her coming back then, like you wasn't able to read it.
Hold on one moment. Let me say something. I don't know if the ring is off. So anybody that wants to call me, call the phone, DM me your number, and then I'll call you, because they saying that the phone is ringing, but it's not ringing on this end. So DM me or message me your number, and I'll call you if you want to be a part of the conversation, because I don't see why it's not ringing.
Maybe you got it on Do Not Disturb.
So how do I know? You know,
grown woman can't work your phone. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I literally just bought this today. Shut up.
You're like Teddy Riley and them at the Versus.
It probably is on Do Not Disturb. That's what makes sense, right?
Yeah, if it's on Do Not Disturb, it won't ring.
But this ain't an iPhone. This is one of these damn Androids. I don't know.
Oh, talk to me,
man.
baby. Talk to
My
me, baby. That's my
condolences.
lane. Hold on, don't be disrespectful, guys. Don't be disrespectful.
Yo, Paul, I didn't want to say nothing. It's a Galaxy. I was like, oh my God.
I love my Galaxies. I'll break an iPhone. They can't give me an iPhone. So that's just me though. But,
I didn't want to put you on blast, but we
put me
definitely
on blast, baby. Ain't nobody ain't phone better than mine. I'm ready to take bets.
Okay,
But,
so they're saying that I'm glad things were justified. No one deserves to have their child taken away. When you try to be a father, can we all agree that there are both unfit fathers and mothers?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so Simone, pin the number that came up. So they must have gave me a new number. She said, Fatima, when you called me earlier today, another number came up. So you mean to tell me they didn't give me the number? Switched the same number? So pin the number when I called you from. I must be giving y'all the wrong number. Oh shit.
Yo, is Mo rapping or is he talking to us and we just can't hear him?
Believe.
It looked like homie freestyling.
Believe. What we doing here?
Look like he freestyling.
Oh, he said he on the phone. He said he on the phone.
Oh,
okay, guys. Oh yeah, I did give the wrong number. Oh my God. It's 929-231-6415. Where did this is somebody else's number. So the number is 929-231-6415. So we about to transition real quick. Paul, Mark, do you have a problem with us continue on going into the next subject?
No, y'all good. Go ahead, do y'all thing.
All right,
I'm just laughing because I've been calling somebody grandmom all this time, testing the phone.
929-231. Grandma answered, Mark.
I'm gonna make sure I give her your number. Y'all good? Do y'all thing.
Oh my God, I'm sorry, Nana. I don't know who number is this that I got written down. Oh, that's probably my mom. She said that's Mama Taylor. Oh, I'm sorry, Mama Taylor. She be listening to my the TV show, the show. So that's who number I have written down there. Y'all calling her. I'm so sorry. So the number is 929-231-6415. So everybody out now, I don't know, P. I know P is not going to stay on because he didn't want to talk about this, but we're going to be transitioning into the next segment, which is going to be the Ma'Khia Bryant situation.